Salut tout le monde. Wow, the conference is just around the corner and I can't wait to see everyone in Saskatoon. Talk about exciting activities and speakers. We also have Chris Sikorsky that's going to be there, and I can't wait to see his lecture about commercial photography, where he's going to share his 15 years of experience with us and some of his secrets on how to spot opportunities where others would have missed. So I can't wait to see you all in April. J'ai hâte de vous voir tous en avril. Cheers.
So Chris Sikorsky's talk is titled Shoot to Thrill, Adventures in Commercial Photography. I understand Chris is from Saskatoon area and his background as a video journalist and storytelling, plus the man behind SickPic, puts him in a unique position to talk about commercial photography. How do you feel photographers would benefit from attending his talk?
Wow. Well, I'm going to answer a question by starting with a question. And what is photography? And that's what I always say to my students. What is photography? Photography, it's storytelling, and it's storytelling with one captivating image. And so someone on my team said we need to consider Chris as part of our speaker lineup. For it would, it would benefit us and it would meet the intent of our theme, our conference theme. And once we looked into Chris, we met Chris, we had a little team meet with Chris, we found out that this individual is, with 15 years of commercial photography and, as you made mention, video journalism, he's a storyteller that has so much to share, and he said, he wants to share. And so I'm going to quote from him. Whether you're capturing the pulse of the city or the energy of an unforgettable moment, we will show you how to spot opportunities others miss and turn them into opportunities that land with impact. Like, what better way to say, you must attend this conference? Chris is not afraid to share his knowledge and developed a lecture that I feel would be universally beneficial to anyone who attends Canadian Imaging.
How many of us know that an image or video clip tells a powerful story that stands out from the rest and gets remembered? Being a graduate of Western Academy Broadcasting College, Chris Sikorsky started his career as a video journalist with CTV News. Today, he is one of the forces behind SickPics. Drawing on his 15 years of experience, Chris will teach us the art of visual storytelling, maximizing event coverage, directing and coaching models in studio, and executing flawlessly on a client's vision for a branding campaign. Well, today, I have the honor and privilege of inviting Chris to this informal chat to find out what he plans to talk about at Canadian Imaging 2026. Hello, Chris.
Hey there, Manpreet. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So, tell us a bit about yourself. Who is Chris, and your background, your journey, and how you came to be recognized as a household name in a mid-sized market?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Chris Sikorsky. I've been shooting here now for about 15 years, but I was always interested in the arts. And it started with music, actually. And so I taught music in my teenage years. That was my first job. But one art and one craft led to another. And I was a curious person, and I knew I had a love for sports, but also the arts. And so the storytelling angle through broadcast really interested me. So I got into a broadcasting college and ultimately into CTV Saskatoon to cover all sorts of stories, from high profile trials to election coverage and city hall proceedings, to events and sporting championships, and just you name it, right? And so I got exposed to a lot, but so often with news, of course, if it leads, it bleeds. Or if it bleeds, it leads rather, and it can be kind of doom and gloom. And so I kicked off my business, Sick Pics Productions, to focus on some more positive, more exciting, more compelling, more epic stories that had more interest for me, at least, right? So yeah, that was 10 years ago, and we've seen a lot. We've worked in tourism and sport and healthcare and the trades and agriculture and a lot of charity work as well. And so it's just been an absolute thrill, not only with our craft in photography and video production and commercial video, but in business as well.
So, what about Sick Pics? That's something that you started, right?
Yeah, so from a side hustle while I was working in broadcast to solopreneur to now a small team. So again, we cover commercial work and event coverage, and partner with all sorts of industries. And the idea is to tell stories and to amplify the voices of our clients, right? So we've really worked with a lot of different industries, and if our clients are working for branding work and for visuals and assets to cut through the noise and to have some heart and feel and passion behind the product, I think that's an ideal client for us. I'm pretty squirrely, so I don't necessarily have one niche. Again, it's commercial work and branding work, but we've really diversified in a sense of working with agriculture and in healthcare and tourism, and the list goes on, right? And art galleries, and we have Indigenous partners, and we love telling those stories. And so I think if we have a client that's willing to, put themselves out there and connect and go deeper, that's the ideal client for us.
I have to tell you, I absolutely love that image of you and with your team. It just on your website, it shows
Okay,
how much
yeah.
fun you guys have.
Yeah. Which one are you referencing?
Where I think there's three of you, and with made like a wheelbarrow holding your legs.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I think that was taken when we launched our studio. So we've built out a studio in downtown Saskatoon, and complete with a 16-foot psych studio space, and we spend a lot of time there. And in most cases, it's head down and grinding away, but we like to have some fun while we're at it too. And so it's a full-time team of three: myself, Kirsten Meadows, and Derek Watson. And we do have contractors as well. And so yeah, small team, but yeah, we do have a lot of fun. And if you're not having fun, what are you doing, right? So
Exactly.
yeah, a little bit of horsing around there on our website. I think we try and show what we like to attract, and for us, it's big personalities and big characters, and people that maybe don't take themselves too seriously, even though the nature of our work sometimes can be quite serious. But we do like to have some fun while we're at it, and we often refer to that as the hangs. And that's inspired by a famous interview clip with Tom Hanks, and he talked about how
Oh yeah.
when he's on set, when he's on a movie set, half of his enjoyment and a lot of times the most fun he's having is in between takes, or when they're setting up, or when he's in the makeup chair, and it's not necessarily the thing, it's all the in-betweens, or going for supper with the cast. And so in addition to, of course, our craft and the work that we're producing, connecting with our clients in a greater way is always a highlight.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the fun we're going to have in your class and your talk at the conference. Give us a little brief overview of your presentation and what one can expect by being there.
For sure. I think we can talk a lot about business and brand growth. So it's been 10 years now. And again, from solopreneur to a small team here now, we've learned a lot over the years. And so we can talk a little bit about business. It won't be hardcore technical. So I think if you're a beginner or an experienced shooter, there's something to take away, a little bit more about the approach to our projects and our clients and the mindset going into some of these shoots. But we will reference certain photos, whether it be event coverage, studio photography, or portrait. We'll talk about utilizing the whole frame. So often, what we're seeing these days is center composed, and some of the social media sites they lend to that if you're just seeing a square. And so, but in most cases, if we're shooting for a billboard or a website, we do like to use that whole frame, right? We'll talk about getting to the dirty areas in event coverage and getting in there close and zooming with your feet and how to make light your ally and exposing for the highlight. And there's a lot of mindset in addition to some of the strategies we've learned in business. And excited to share what's made us tick over the last 10 years. It's been an absolute journey. And I think there's some takeaways for everyone.
Yeah, I can make out the excitement in your voice just by you talking about it. Now, what would you tell someone who is still sitting on the fence as to what they would miss out if they are not there?
Yeah, it's a great question. So for me, the turning point for myself in my craft and in my business was finding a mentor in business, but also for my art. And there was a real, I'm blind, but now I see moment. All of a sudden things started to click, right? And so I think it's incredibly valuable to learn from those who have come before you. And for me, that was certainly true. I think of Lanny and Erica Mann, shout out to Two Man Photography, just heroes of mine. And so you can always learn from someone, right? And so I think you'll likely be motivated. I bring a lot of energy. I'll probably get my steps in on the stage there, and we'll reference a lot of work. We'll break down some images, and we'll talk about mindset and how to get the most out of your work. And I think a big one is just getting excited, getting passionate. If you're not excited, what are you doing, kind of thing. And so I think the clients, your clients, ultimately can see that. You got to give a shit. Can I say that?
Yeah.
You have to. Yeah. You got to care, right? And so that energy transfer is so powerful. It's really not something you can fake. So if you feel it in your heart and you care about your clients and the work, good things will happen. And so we'll talk a little bit about that and some of the strategies that can arm you for success. For a career in photography, it was a hobby, it was a passion, but we've been able to make a life out of it. And hopefully we can keep on keeping on. So I think there's going to be all sorts of takeaways. We're ready to have some fun. Hopefully learn a few things while we're at it.
Nice. Well, Chris, I look forward to meeting you in person, and I look forward to learning from you at the conference. Thank you so much for chatting here about the conference.
Thank you, Manpreet, for having me. Really looking forward to April. And if you're on the fence, make the move. I'd love to see a full house and an awesome weekend for photographers to come together and to learn and grow and connect in such a special community. And it's pretty awesome to have this opportunity here in Saskatoon. And I hope to see a full house, and we can't wait.
Yeah, I know. Just talking to you, I know it's going to be a great deal of fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much.